Hello, 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 and welcome to the stream. It's me, Wordy Girl, and I'm here again, and it's still Adventure April. We're in the final days of Adventure April, and we're in the final days of Camp NaNoWriMo. We are in the final days of the month, and it's just like, where's time going? But it's okay. We're gonna see what we can do today. Um, let's get the music on. And then we can get started. Let's see. I can actually. Let's see. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Do 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 do. All right, let's do that. And then I'm going to add that to that. Then I'm going to add that to that. And we're going to shuffle this. Hopefully that works. How do we do? Well, it should automatically shuffle. Okay. Wait. It's still playing out of a bad speaker. This is weird. Let me see. Where's the audio? Headphones, 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 headphones. There we go. Now we can turn it. There we go. Now let's try. Okay, that's quite loud though. I'm going to turn this down like this. Hopefully this is not too loud for you guys. If it is too loud for you guys, let me know. Ah, it's Evil Inkpin. Hello. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Let me know. Is my voice too loud? Is my voice too low? Is the music too loud? Is the music too low? Do you hear too much, feedback on the microphone? Or is it like too much gain? I don't know. Please let me know because guess what? Earlier today I said, you know what? I'm going to probably try something else that's not OBS, but I'm going to leave OBS for now for the rest of spring. We should go, not the rest of spring. Spring is still going to be going on even in May. So for the rest of April, for the rest of spring camp is what I'm trying to say. I want to stay with OBS because I already have stuff set up. But I am going to change to a new format, and I think my streams are going to get a major upgrade soon. I see Afrox Thunder is here as well. Thank you so much for joining. Evil Inkpen asks, how is everyone doing? Please tell me how you guys are doing. And please tell me if the music is too loud, or if my voice is too loud, or if my voice is too low, or something, because I still cannot hear this. But don't worry. I am going to be changing systems, which I started to talk about just now. Hopefully, in time for May, I'm going to have a cool setup. That's better than what I have right now. And it should have less technical difficulties, it should be a smoother interface, and it looks promising. I'm not going to promise anything, but I do say that it looks promising, the interface. I see that Evil Inkpin says I have an idea for the reward shop. Oh, that's good. I hope this means that you guys can hear me correctly, because nobody's saying anything about my voice, as I was asking about. Hopefully that means something good, and that doesn't mean that I'm just talking and you guys literally can't hear anything I'm saying. What is your idea for the reward shop, if you can hear me, Evil Inkpen? Afro Thunder says, I'm good. Yourself? I'm quite busy, but blessed. I will say that. Thank you for asking. Evil Inkpen says, what if there was a reward where you read a small snippet of what we wrote? You guys say that you can hear me. Great. You don't hear any music going at all? Okay, so the music must be entirely too low, or for some reason it's muted. Now, Evil Ink Pen, I already have that in the shop. If you look on there, you will see something that says, read my work, please. And it is 50 wisps. Do you see that? I have this all the time because I am part of the World Anvil community, so sometimes people want me to read their World Anvil articles. So in doing that, I have that up there, but I know that not everybody's part of World Anvil, so I have it just read my work, please. Because at first it was called read my article, please. Because when I first started streaming, it was last year in summer camp, and what happened was people were writing articles for summer camp. So I had a little thing where they can redeem for me to read their article on my stream, and that was all. If you go back to my YouTube channel, that was all I was doing for the whole summer. I was reading several articles, and then I was like staying up. The last stream I did was 7 hours, and I was reading through all these articles on stream. And that was like, whoa, I cannot do that anymore, because at that time I was currently searching for a job at that time. So I was able to stream way more than I am now. I am at a job now, and my schedule is crazy. So unfortunately, I'm not able to stream all the time anymore. But yeah, that's been there for a long time. So if you guys don't know about the reward shops, just take a little second to browse through it. There's a lot of stuff. I try to say them sometimes when I first start the stream. I say, you guys take a look at the shop, but some people get bored of me saying it, or I guess they just tune that out. So I just stopped saying it on every stream, and I assume that you guys should just go look through it. But since we brought it up, I will go through them again, and it's quite tedious to go through because there's a lot of stuff. Cheapest thing in the store, prayer requests. If you would like me to pray for something, feel free to purchase that with the wisps. And these are not your real money. These are monies that you win by participating with my stream, chatting, you know, following, subscribing, stuff like that. Next, you're going to see like 6 purples, and they are all from GOT. GOT stands for Game of Tomes. If you are writing for Game of Tomes and you are part of a house, you may go ahead and redeem the words that you wrote in my stream on the chat, so that you can report to the Tome Night, and all the houses can get accounted for the words. Next up, we have pause, there's an ad, because sometimes if you are not subscribed, you will see an ad, and if I'm in the middle of doing something that you think is really cool and you don't want to miss it, you can literally just ask me to pause because there's an ad going on, and if you redeem that, I will stop what I'm doing and wait until you come back from the ad. If you want me to just celebrate for something random, you can redeem the Yay Celebrate option, and I will pull out pom-poms and cheer for you. If you want me to do something super random, which I already do lots of random stuff, but if you want me to do something else that's super, super random, you can click randomness in the chat, and that will get me to just do a random thing. Roasty Toasty is what I've had lately, where I can roast marshmallows by the fire. For spring this time, I have peeps here, little marshmallow peeps, because they're marshmallows technically, so we can roast those. Because Easter and spring and stuff like that. Then, the grand prize, Read My Work, Please, which Evil Ink Pen was looking for. If you would like me to read anything you've written, or like if you have an article, if you're from World Anvil, or if you're doing NaNoWriMo and you say, oh, I'm proud of this paragraph, or can you just read my story on stream? And yes, you can redeem that, but you will see that I do ask you to please don't, you know, do something too explicit or something. And if you do, I will just take the liberty to skip through it a little bit and skip over some obscene words and stuff like that if you do have that in your work. But if your work is friendly, I'll read through it and read through it right on stream. Next, we have Evil Inkpin's favorite, Make Someone Laugh, which has been redeemed so many times. And then we have, I mean, if you don't know, that means you can make my character, someone else would, voiced by John McNally, just start laughing, and it's funny. Then you can unlock a random sub emote, or you can choose an emote to unlock. You can also modify a single emote. I do also have switch hats, which I had for March Madness, and I was the Mad Hatter, but I still have it now. I have some bucket hats for camp, so if you guys would like me to put a hat on, because I don't even have one on right now, but I can switch hats if anybody redeems that. I have several hats that I can change into. I even have cowboy hats and stuff, and adventure hats that are good for camp. We also have Wordy Tell a Funny Story, where I will tell you a funny and embarrassing story about me. You can get co-hosts to do something. You can get Wordy to sing something, so I will sing something. You can request something, or I will just sing a random thing, I don't know. You can get someone to say something, so he can laugh a lot, and I believe that Evil Inkpin has just redeemed for someone to laugh 2 times. But if you want him to do more than laugh and you want him to actually talk, you can redeem someone say something. Next, you have activate music, which you usually don't have to do because I try to have some music playing. Do you guys still not hear the music? If you don't, I will check something. But yeah. Then you can get into the hijack stream mode. These last ones are hijack stream. You can hear the music now? Okay, great. So hijack stream means that you can stop me from doing whatever I'm doing and then make the stream turn into something that you want it to turn into. So there's hijack stream sprint, which you don't have to do this time around because we're already in camp. We're already doing a lot of sprints. There's hijack stream story, and that's similar to read my work please, but instead you can just get me to read any story. It doesn't have to be yours. It could even be my own. It could be a random story you find. You can hijack the stream and get me to do art, where I will project my little drawing tablet onto the screen and you guys can see me doing art. You can hijack the stream for us to play Gartic Phone if you want. This usually is better when we have more people in the chat. And then you can also hijack stream for me to play a random game. You can hijack the stream for me to play Among Us with the sus option. And then you can hijack stream Go Crazy, which is the most expensive thing in the shop. So if you have an idea for something that you want me to do on stream but it's not up there, you can hijack the stream and suggest I do it. But I will not do anything that's not good. So it has to be something that's good and family friendly that you want me to do. And affordable, because if you say, okay, I'm hijacking the stream, play this $1,000 game in the Play Store, I'm like, I'm not going to spend the money unless you send me the game, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the shop, so always check it once you first come, because sometimes I do add new stuff as well, but all those things have been there for quite a while. And it just, sometimes it's good to just explore through there and see all the cool stuff. But if you also do have any suggestions for what I should add, in addition to what you thought was not there at first, it is there, so that's good. But if you have any suggestions for any other things to put in the shop, feel free to suggest them. And if they're already there, I'll tell you about them. And if they're not already there, I'll consider it. I do remember a while back I asked this question also, and some people gave me suggestions, and I think it was Evil Inkpin said something about evil or something. I was like, I don't know about that. But if you have any other suggestions, I probably have to look back at my my VODs and see what they were. But I didn't get too many suggestions. But please do suggest something. In fact, I should make a redeem in the shop that says suggest a redeem. So you can buy it and then suggest something, and then it will put it in an official queue, and I might just make it happen. Anyways, all that aside, thank you for coming to the stream, and I'm glad you guys can hear the music now. I do know that Evil Inkpin has redeemed Make Someone Laugh twice, so I have to make someone laugh. Alright, let's make him laugh. Alright, let's see. Ready? Alright, were you able to hear that? Ah. I see you were in the Discord. Yes, so a lot of people are in the Happy Camper section. I will give you the Happy Camper role, Evil Inkpin. So that you can see all of the campground stuff. Because I don't think that anybody who's not a Happy Camper can see that. That's probably the reason why you were wondering where everybody was. A lot of people are busy with camp around camp time. And I don't want to annoy everybody in the server with, you know, pings. So I have the Happy Camper role. So I've given it to you. Also, AfroX Thunder, you're in the Discord also. So would you like the Happy Camper role as well? I just gave it to Evil Inkpin. I'm going to put... Come on, co-host. Hopefully you're here. Yay.
Victory Associate.
Ah, thank you so much for following Lias Books. I appreciate it. Yes, so handsome co-host has put in the Discord link in the chat. If you would like to join the Discord, feel free to come on in. We are having fun. It might seem kind of drab in the regular parts right now because most people are in the Happy Camper area where everybody is working on their Camp NaNoWriMo, their Adventure April, and stuff like that. But even if you aren't officially doing it, it's okay. You can still be in the campgrounds. It's not like something secret. Like, it's a lot of community and fun activities. Also, yes, that was someone that just said obligatory associate. But speaking of someone, we need to do another laugh because you redeemed 2, not 1. So here comes the second laugh. Alright, thank you so much again, the Evil Inkpin, for redeeming. Make someone laugh 2 times. That's nice. And I actually asked him, I'm like, okay, he needs to do some more laughs. Because everybody loves these laughs so much, and I have to recycle them over and over again. And I really don't feel like going through all the old audios of every single time he laughed in like the different audio dramas and stuff like that and just clipping them. I'm like, can you just do a laugh reel so that I can just clip them from the laugh reel? Yeah, 7,636 word amount. Congratulations, Evil Inkpin. That's a nice number. Yes, it is. And that's in the campgrounds in the Discord. That's a place where you can talk about your progress of your novel and stuff. What you're writing, how many words you accomplished. I have different check-in posts for every day of camp. And I'm about to make one today. Because one of the things is, yesterday I was so busy I did not make a check-in. So today I decided to make a belated check-in. So I did the belated check-in, and now I have to do the actual check-in for today. So you guys will probably get a ping if you have now the Happy Camper role, and I will just be working on that right now. If you are interested, day 25. This month has gone so fast. And I have so many deadlines. I thought that April was going to be like, okay, this is kind of chill. And then suddenly, several things got just like piled up. And especially a lot of things toward the end of the month that are due on May 1st. And I'm like, so I really wanted to work on the camp myself and work on my thing that even I was late with, mainly in May. I mean, in April for May, and I did not want to postpone it again. So we're gonna have to crunch. Let's see. Time for some typing sounds as I type up this thing in the Discord, and Handsome Co-host just put in the chat, if you are not part of the Discord, feel free to join. And if you're watching this in the future, I have probably, hopefully if I remember, linked the Discord in the VOD, so you can go ahead and join yourself as well. We'll see. Okay. Hello, welcome to the stream. If you're just now joining, we are just typing and chilling out and doing some talking. So whatever you guys are working on, let me know in the chat, and enjoy these keyboard sounds. If you want to say anything, feel free, and we will start to chat again. It is the last days of Adventure April and Camp NaNoWriMo. Time is just zipping by. All right. All right, and we are going to publish this, and you guys should get a ping because I have given you the Happy Camper role in the Discord. And if you would like to join, feel free. Ah, Josiahsaurus is here. He's in the Discord too. I don't think he has the camper role though. I can give him the camper role. Alright. Let me publish this. And wait, let's find you. Joe. I'm giving you the camper role first. And then I'm going to go ahead and publish this if it didn't disappear. There we go. Alright. And if you're in the Discord, you will get a ping. Let's see, Handsome Co-host, come on and tell them where to go. Also, Josiahsaurus is here and he redeemed a roasty toasty. I need to go get a skewer to roast some marshmallows. So I will be right back. Could you please wait a moment? Thank you so much for your patience. See you in a bit. Stick around. I'll come back and roast the marshmallow. Ah. Alright, hello. Thank you so much for your patience. I am back. Wordy is so wordy. Yes. Thank you. I mean, I don't know if that was a compliment, but sounds on brand to me, says Afro. Well, thanks. But Josiahsaurus, if you are still here, you get to choose which peeps that I roast. So you want me to roast the watermelon ones? You want me to roast the pink ones? You want me to roast these wild berry ones? You want me to roast these other purple ones? There's a lot. I think I have some more, but we'll just leave it at that for now. Feel free to choose one of those. I already did the party cake and the yellow one, the other stream. So these are unique flavors. If Josiahsaurus is not here, what do you guys want me to do? Feel free to let me know your whoever's still around and able to answer the question. Hopefully Josiahsaurus is still here. If not, it's okay. But if so, even if you guys choose something and Josiahsaurus chooses something else, I can always roast 2 marshmallows. So which one do you guys want me to roasty toasty? In the meantime, those of you in the Discord, I have posted the daily check-in for I've posted the daily check-in for Camp NaNoWriMo. Alright, let's see. So many notifications. Okay. Alright, thank you so much for joining, anybody who's just joined. I'm just sitting here and I'm about to roast some peep marshmallows. If you would like to choose which one, feel free to let me know. I have purple, regular purple, I have watermelon, I have the pink one, I have the wild berry one. And so which one do you guys want me to do? Feel free to tell me. In the meantime, until you tell me, then I will just be typing. Oh, the berry one? Alright, cool. Thank you. Ah! Good time of day, everyone, says Swallowtail Trinket. Good time of day to you as well. We are just about to roasty toasty some peeps. Thanks to Josiahsaurus. Ah, these have so much powdered sugar on them. They're getting everywhere. So, here's a little bunny, and this one is wild berry, and it smells really good. Let's see what happens when I roast. My candles have gotten quite low. But it's camp, so we're still roasting. I should probably get new candles because I'm not able to fully roast these marshmallows from this. See, the ears are getting a little bit, but the rest of it is not able to reach. Whoa, those ears are really getting singed. Let's try this other candle. Alright, let's just bring it over here. See if this helps. Alright, let's see. Afro Extender asks, how are you, Swallowtail Trinket? And Swallowtail Trinket says, pretty good. My sisters and I are trying to figure out what to get Mom for Mother's Day. Ooh. That's a nice one. What is your mom like? And I have to remember, when is Mother's Day? It's the second Monday. I mean, it's the second Sunday, I believe, in May. I'm going to be at an event that is this upcoming Saturday that is kind of in time for Mother's Day, but it's early. Yeah, the one holiday you can never forget, says Afro. Every time I try to roast the rest, the ears take it. So I'm going to just eat it now. It's nice and singed with the ears, so we'll see if it tastes good. Pretty good. Alright, thank you so much to Josiah Source for choosing that, and to Afro for picking the berry one. Alright, so what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to sprint? Do you guys just want to chat? What do you guys want to do? Because it's the final days of camp. So, I asked in my Discord server, what is your current word count and goal progress? Also, which badge are you most proud of? Now, if you go to NaNoWriMo.org, you can see different badges if you were logging your progress all the month. But if you have not been logging your progress, it's okay. Just think, what kind of badge would you like to get? Like, it can be so ridiculous. It can be like, always writing in the bathroom. I don't know. That is not a personal experience of mine. I just said the most random thing on my head. But you guys can think that if you want. But I do not write in the bathroom. If I could write on my phone, I probably still wouldn't. Because I'm not the person who would take my phone in the bathroom or take my computer in the bathroom. But if you guys do that, do you. Nice. I see that Wingfin has responded in the thread with the word count. And if you guys have a word count, even if your word count is 1 or 0, it's okay. It's camp and it's chill. Okay, let's go to... Did I miss uploading a day of words? Yes, yesterday. I need to update my Nano. Because yesterday I did, right? I did, but... Yep, you have no badges. That's okay, like I said. You can come up with your own badge. What is something that you did a lot of this month? It can be most zombies added to the page or something. You know, it can be anything. Go crazy and funny. Alright, so let's see. What did I do yesterday? Haha. Eveling Finn asks, how did I know that zombies were in his story? Wild guess. Okay, let's see. Where was I writing yesterday? And what did I write? I just kind of... I know I streamed early in the morning. Am I a wizard? Nope. I did put something. What did I do? It was probably a very small amount. I probably mostly did formatting yesterday, so I'll just consider that. When I do formatting, I can just log it as 25. That's what a wizard would say. Oh, wow. On stream, on laptop, 24. And that was early in the morning at like 7 a.m. About to be time for me to go work. Alright. 22 pages too many? What do you mean? Too many for what? If you want to make that your badge, you can say, wrote 22 pages. Yeah, that's a good badge. Alright, so this is the official Nano site, and these are my badges. Which just tells how many words I wrote a day, which streaks I went on, you know. You have 13 chapters is 22 pages too many. I mean, chapters can be anything, any length you want. Yeah, so sometimes if you have 13 chapters in 22 pages, some people will say that that's a lot of chapters for just 22 pages. Some chapter books have like 22 pages per chapter, but also some have shorter chapters. So it doesn't matter the pages. It also has to, you have to take into consideration how you're spacing it out, how the margins are, you know, what font you're using. You know, it's a lot to go into it. Like, what are you considering a page? How many words are on each page? So I would not say that 22 pages is too many, especially for 13 chapters. That's like almost 2 pages a chapter? Almost. And that's quite, that's not, I mean, I wouldn't say too many is the thing. So it depends on how you format your book. So I'll tell Trinket says, I remember when my sister was reading Maximum Ride, I think, she'd show me chapters that were only a few paragraphs long sometimes. Yes, I remember a long time ago also, like, a lot of times, depending on the books, especially like middle grade books and stuff like that, I would read them sometimes, and then there will be like a long chapter, and then suddenly it's like, this chapter is literally 3 pages, and then the next one will be like another long chapter. So it's all a decision. It's, some people say a chapter is a set amount of words, and they're a stickler for that. But they also say a chapter is that amount of pages. But I personally don't think that's not a necessary requirement. I think that each author and reader has their own preference to how long each chapter is. Afro says, Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment was a book that got me into reading. Oh, wow. I should really check that out. That sounds very interesting. But yeah, never think that like your book has too many chapters or too little like that's another thing. They say, how many chapters should be in my book? Like, I've heard that there's some books that only have 13 chapters, but then there's some books that have like 100 chapters. And those books, the one with 13 chapters might be longer than the one with 100 chapters. It just depends on how you slice it up. Also, what's happening in the story is important. And you making the decision to where to end the chapter and begin a new chapter, that's your decision. So yeah, I wouldn't say 22 is too many at all. Not at all, especially considering you're saying you have 13 chapters and 22 pages. I would not say that that's too many pages. Yeah. So, yeah, ultimately, chapters are our decision how we're going to split it up. Me, I don't know. I don't even know how I determine when a chapter starts and chapter ends. I just feel like, okay, each part should have a beginning, middle, and end of something. Like, if you pay attention, a big story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But then within that story, there's lots of little moments that have beginning, middle, and end. So I just personally like to end on a complete thought. It can still be a cliffhanger, but it's ending on a complete thought and end to a certain thing that was happening. And then I go to the next chapter. Wise Books is here. Thank you so much for joining us. I need advice, they say. I'm currently uploading season 2 or 4. Season 2 or 4 or 2 of 4? At the end of season 2, yep, of 4. Okay, good. At the end of season 2, should I upload a short story to draw new listeners or continue with the current story until it's done? Help. It's okay. Well, it depends on what you want to do. So I listened to your whole first chapter. I mean, your whole first season. It was a very intriguing podcast. And I was like, okay, I see where this is kind of going. Yeah, so it would be interesting to finish out that saga. But without telling too many spoilers, I just want to ask you personally, where would you go after this? Because the end kind of ended on a, like, this could be an end. Like, of course, there were still mysteries up in the air. There was still, you know, stuff going on, but that could be an end if you want that to be an end. But if you were to continue that particular saga, what would you do? Okay, season 2 is the Mail Order Bride. Sounds interesting. I do remember at the end of season 1, the narrator said, like, gave a little tip about this is what's happening. Yes, exactly. The mayor looking for a wife. So that was what was teased at the end. So I just personally would wonder, because I don't know enough about the series, I don't know what more could happen in the current story that you're asking, do you want to finish off? Are you saying the mayor looking for a bride is still the current story, or are you saying back with the young lady? Are you saying to continue something with her? What, I don't understand what the question is, because I personally just don't know. Are you considering the mayor the same story? Or are you considering that a different story? Because they're in the same town. And they are in the same... Yes, Sarah, Max, and the mayor are all in the same story. Okay, so that's... Thank you for explaining. So what you're saying is this whole universe with Sarah, Max, and the mayor is one story, but you want to do something else, like without them. Is that what you're saying? Like to draw in new listeners, maybe do something else without them? Or you're like looking for... Okay, so if you were to do something else, would you want it to be in the same universe with Sarah, Max, and the mayor? Or would you want it to be something totally different? Like, do you have... Okay, a short story in between. In the same... Oops, sorry. In the same universe. With them? Or just like a short story that's totally unrelated? Okay, well... I would have to know more about that, because I see you have a whole universe going on right now, and that's one story. So I'll just give you an example. Say I had, which I have several stories myself. I have several projects in my mind, and I'm not able to do all of them, unfortunately. So what I do is I publish short stories so that people can get little hints and pieces of longer stories that I have in my head, because I don't know. I don't think that I will be able to, at least anytime soon, publish several novels. So, like, I've been working on Secret Agent Someone, which is my current project, for a while. It's been like 3 years. It's been a long time. And I know that people know that I do the Secret Agent Someone, but I also have other things. Like, I have a medieval project, which is in the land of Winsome Horde. So I do still publish some short stories in other universes that are not having to deal directly with Secret Agent Someone. But if I was doing a podcast, imagine I was doing a podcast and people are subscribed to the podcast to hear about Secret Agent Someone. So the first episode is about Secret Agent Someone going on a mission, and the second episode is about him going on a mission. The third episode is about him going on a mission. Then, suddenly, at the end of this season, I decide to publish Winsome Horde, The Tales of Magnar and Sindri, and it's about some medieval brothers who are fighting a dragon back in time. Now, that sounds cool, but the thing is, this short story, will it continue? Or will people say, oh wait, what happened to Secret Agent Someone? Or will people say, oh, I want to know what happened to Magnar and Sindri, and then they will want it, and then you won't give them anymore. So you just have to think about, is it so unrelated that people will just be like, is this even the same podcast? Or is it so enthralling that people will want to hear more of that and kind of drop the other story? ICYS Book says, my listeners know the other stories are coming. I do sneak peek. Nice. I've set up a playlist, so the short story will have its own playlist. Okay, that's good. So you're saying between seasons. Instead, okay, it sounds more like you're saying you're going to alternate. So instead of instantly coming back with season 2 of The Mayor, what we're going to do is, in the down season of The Mayor, we're going to go over to this other podcast, publish 6 weeks, and then come back to The Mayor. That would be an interesting thing, and it will switch it up. Or you just want to be like 6 weeks of The Mayor, then 1 week of this other podcast, then 6 more weeks of The Mayor, and then 1 week of this other podcast. It depends on how you want to do it. Also, it depends on how much time you have, and like, I don't know if you're doing all the editing in your stories and stuff like that. But I know it's very time consuming, especially if you're doing 2 different endeavors like that and trying to keep track of it and everything. So it would be interesting to do, and it would, like you said, get new listeners, because if somebody's not necessarily interested in the story you're currently doing, they will hear a different one. So what is the oh nice, you do everything including the music. That's awesome. What is the genre of this new project you're talking about? It's called Black Angel, or that's the genre? I don't think I've heard of that genre. I'm assuming that's probably what the project is called. So, is it the similar genre, or is it like a totally different thing? It's the same genre, paranormal, urban fantasy. Yes, but it's just focused on a different town, probably. A different protagonist, I assume. Yeah, so that sounds interesting. As long as you have, like, do you know where you're going with this story? Or do you just, like, kind of don't know, but you just want to do something? It's a different type of story entirely. Okay. So it's like the narration is different, the voice is different. All these stories are already written. Okay, you already have all the stories that you're trying to do, but you just don't have them in audio form? Or are they written as a script already? and you just need to record them, or they're recorded already. But anyways, whichever one, yeah, if you feel confident in that, I don't think that it's a problem to take a break from one saga and go ahead and go over to another saga. Also, there are a lot of people that have like 2 podcasts. Like, one example is Escape This Podcast. So, they are a cool Australian podcast. Escape This Podcast, I've been a guest on there. And basically they run through audio escape rooms, and every week they have like either a new guest running them through a room, or they run them through the room. But anyway, I'm saying this to say this: they have their main podcast, which is Escape This Podcast, but then they also have a special bonus podcast called Solve This Murder. And with Solve This Murder, it is not as frequent as Escape This Podcast. Escape This Podcast is every week. But Solve This Murder is ever so often. Sometimes they fall off. They have to get a whole new murder mystery, and then they have to play test it, and they have to run it, and it's a whole different kind of setup. But they just have that on the side, and people know that exists. So when they do get another murder mystery, they say, okay, guys, another Solve This Murder has dropped, but it is not as consistent as the Escape This Podcast. But it's still nice, and it has a lot of seasons. They've done a lot of murder mysteries, and they're supposed to be doing another one as well. So if you want to do something like that, that's totally fine. Yes, the name of your podcast is called YS Books, so they know all of my stories will eventually come to the show. Great. Yeah, so doing that is no problem at all. If you want to do more than one, like running simultaneously, that's okay too, because when they Escape This Podcast, people do the Solve This Murder. It's not on the same channel, of course, so that'll get confusing. But they have it on their other Solve This Murder channel. And they know that it's running side by side, and it's not as consistent, but their fans, some fans that are just Solve This Murder fans, just listen to the Solve This Murder, and then once it's gone, they might say, okay, let me check out Escape This Podcast. Or they might just say, I'll wait for the next one. So they have an audience of both audiences. Some of them overlap and some of them don't. But yeah, I can totally see you doing that. Evil Inkfin says, murder, you say? Yes. Well, speaking of that, I had a murder mystery that I was supposed to be working on last year. And I thought that I was going to get a lot of stuff done this month, and I did not get hardly anything done. But hopefully it's not too late, you know. May is almost here, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to do everything in April, but there are some things that are a deadline. May 1st. So I have to get to work. Much success to you all with your work as well. Oh no, is this the song? I keep trying to delete this song. I'm gonna delete that song out of there. Because that's a song, it's a weird song that talks. Where is it and what is it called? Oh, I've skipped it. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but if it comes back around, I'll just delete it. Anyway, I tried to get, like, royalty-free songs to play on the stream. Evil Inkpin says, the fact that it's almost May makes me sad. Aww. Sending hugs. But yes, I totally understand what you mean. Like, this whole year is going past faster than I thought. Oh, Season 2, Episode 1 has already posted. Thank you so much for sharing that. And feel free to put the link in the chat if you like as well. Yeah. May is almost here, and that's very strange. That's like, what happened to the year? We're almost half through the year already. But yeah, that's what time is. time is weird. Alright, thanks so much to YS Books for posting that in the chat. So, I have to start getting to formatting. So I can. Okay. Updates, updates, updates. Ah, okay. Evelynpin has redeemed. Read my work, please. Alright. Let's see. Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister. Rose, who's... you still have not told me how to pronounce her name! Can you please tell me how to pronounce her name? I really don't want to mess it up. I'm going to have to keep calling her G. Alright, just say G, okay. Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister. Rose, who's staring at G. Rose's eyes grow in size. G sees the way Rose is staring at her. G says mentally, her eyes are bigger than usual, and she's eyeing me like I'm her prey. G continues to note mentally, she is drooling, but it is so small, anyone would miss it. Then Rose's ocean blue colored irises changed in a split second into half dark gold and blood red irises. Dark gold on the left and blood red on the right. Alright, very interesting paragraph there. I think that, well, it conveys the mood. I know this is like a zombie thing, and you told me that she is supposed to be getting infected. So yes, that is very apparent here. Are you looking for critique? Or do you want me to... was that just a read, please? Thanks. Because thank you so much for sharing. You do want critique? Okay. So... firstly, just looking at it, I do notice that you repeat their names a lot. Like, it's okay to repeat a character's name sometimes, but saying Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister, Rose who's staring at G. Rose's eyes grow in size. I feel like it can be condensed a little bit to just, instead of even starts detecting, you could probably say Rose... maybe Rose detects the scent of her sister or something, and you can say, and she stares her down or something, instead of saying who is staring at her. And you could say she stares at her as her eyes grow in size or something, so that you can kind of like condense some of those long like the multiple sentences into just one sentence. Yes, YS Book says repeating the names throws off the flow. Yes, a little bit. So you could probably just say Rose detects the smell of her sister and stares at her, eyes growing in size, like that, instead of saying the 3 sentences and repeating Rose's name 3 times. And then you say G sees the way Rose is staring at her. G says mentally. Instead, you could probably say G notices her stare or something. And you don't have to say Rose again because we already know Rose is the one staring at her. Um, oh, want me to repeat it? Okay, so the TLDR part of it is just you're using their names multiple times in the like multiple sentences can kind of throw it off a little bit. So saying Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister, Rose who's staring at G, Rose's eyes grow in size. G sees the way Rose is staring at her. It's like instead, oh no, 2 ads right now? Are you in ads? Okay, let me know when you're back. Alright, well, in the meantime, yeah, so I'm going to be formatting a bit, and feel free to talk about things. I actually found a good font for the project, so I think it looks pretty cool. But the thing about this is, okay. Alright, let's go back to the, okay, you're back? Alright, thank you so much for your patience. Sorry about those ads. So basically what we were saying was, the main thing is the repeating of the names kind of throws it off. And some of the sentences can be condensed a little bit so that they are not like 3 sentences that can that can be said in one sentence. Like, I'm just gonna say this one thing is Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister, Rose who's staring at G, Rose's eyes grow in size. G sees the way Rose is staring at her. Like, instead of saying that, you could probably tweak it a little bit to just say Rose detects the smell of her sister and stares at her as her eyes grow in size, like that, instead of having the 3 sentences. And then when you say G sees the way Rose is staring at her, instead you could probably just say G catches her stare or something, instead of mentioning Rose again, because we know Rose is already the person who's staring at her. I would just have to work with it a little bit more, but it's a very interesting thing, and like I said, you did convey the scary horror of being infected. I know that this is a scene when they figure out that Rose is infected. But yes, as the critique, I would say maybe condense some of the sentences and maybe don't mention the names too much. Now, there is an extreme though, because if you just go back to she, especially if there's more than one female in the scene, then we're not going to know who's doing what. So names are important to let us know who's doing them, but if it's like this, all that close together, we don't need too many names, because we know that there's the 2 girls in the scene, and we know that one is infected and one is not. One is staring at the other one, so we don't have to necessarily have their names repeated so many times. That's just my critique. And also when saying says mentally, is she like communicating with somebody telepathically, or is she just thinking this in her head? Because I just want to know what that means. This music is cool. So yeah, feel free to let me know what says mentally means. Is that just she's thinking it, or is that she's just saying it in her head? Okay. So when a character is thinking something, you can sometimes quote them, but a lot of times you can just use the narrator's voice to tell what they're thinking. Like, you could just say, G noticed that her eyes were bigger than usual, and she felt like she was staring at her like prey or something. You could do that, but you can also make it where she says it, and if you want her to say it in her mind, you could say, her eyes are bigger than usual, she thinks. Like, instead of saying says mentally, you can say G thinks, or G thought, or like that, instead of saying says mentally, because saying says mentally kind of just makes me think that she's trying to talk to somebody like telepathically, but maybe that's just me. Also, there's a little bit of tense switching, just because I see it's written in like present tense. You're like, Rose starts, says, that's good. But then you said her eyes changed, which is past tense. So you might just want to change changed to be changes. Her eyes, or her eyes change. Her eyes change in a split second. Just to be consistent with the tense, that is a present tense. Okay, tense what now? Okay. So the tense is, it's a little bit confusing, but it's kind of easy. Tense is just past, present, or future. So past tense is he walked to the store. That means he already walked to the store. That's called past tense. Most books you read will be in past tense. Then there's present tense, as it is happening right now. He walks to the store, or he is walking to the store. Then there's future tense, which means it's going to happen. He is going to walk to the store. So that's the tenses. So the way you're writing the story, a lot of your tense that you're doing is Rose starts detecting the smell of her sister. Rose's eyes grow. G continues to note. This is present tense. You're acting like it's happening right now. If you were going to write the story in past tense, you would say, Rose detected the smell of her sister. Rose's eyes grew, if that makes sense. So, by you saying Rose's eyes changed, that is past tense. But if you want to stay on key with the present tense you're doing, you would say, then Rose's ocean blue colored irises change in a split second. So that tells that it's happening right now. So that's called present tense. But yeah, it's a lot. A lot of that, if this is the first draft, a lot of that can be caught in the second draft. You can just write the story for now, and then you will just have to go back through it and try to make sure all the tenses are correct and stuff when you write back through it. So you don't have to worry about that right now at all. But it's just something to keep in mind. Tenses can be important. You'd want to know, like, when is this story happening in relation to now? Like, is this like, that's why when I was reading it, you did send me the first couple of chapters, and I said it reads kind of like a comic book or like a script, in my opinion, because it feels like this is something you could give people so they can act it out, because it kind of tells a lot of like play-by-play of what's happening. It's like Rose's eyes grow in size and stuff like that is good things that you can have, like if you're giving this to somebody to act out a movie, which is very fun to think about. But yeah, the way you're writing it, and I guess that's probably one of the reasons why I thought that, was because of how it's written in present tense. It's like it's happening right now. So that is one of the things usually scripts are written like in present tense. But yeah, it is the first draft. You're right. So don't be too hard on yourself in the first draft. Very interesting story, and yes, the whole creepiness of infection is being conveyed in that paragraph that you sent. So I think that you are on target with what you're trying to do. Yep, it was happening in the moment. It was. So yeah, if you want to do it now, there are some people who write present tense books. It's not as popular as past tense books. Some people are annoyed by reading present tense books, but some people don't mind it. And some people do it anyway, even if people are annoyed by it. So don't think that you can't write a book in present tense. You sure can if you want to do that. Just you have to stay consistent with the tenses. But it's totally possible and doable, and it has been done before. So if that's what you want to do for your book, yeah, you can do that. So yeah, much success with the book. Very interesting. All right. I wonder, I probably need to, I probably have to, go soon. But I can stay on for a while longer. I really do need to do some more formatting and stuff. Yeah. I know you guys don't want me to go anywhere, but I do have some things that I need to do. I mean, I don't necessarily have to leave the house, but some things that I can't really do while I'm on stream. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm necessarily going anywhere, because especially in my time zone, it is like 8:30 almost. I mean, I don't personally have anywhere that I need to physically go right now, but there's a lot of stuff I need to work on. Evil Inkpin has redeemed to make someone laugh again. Child Trinket says, having to be a responsible human being is the worst. Yes, exactly. It's like a lot of responsibilities, and sometimes it's like, I really wish that I could just do all my creative endeavors like full time, and then I could just probably stream all the time, and like I could stream every single day. I would be able to do better things, and I would have more time to do stuff. I would be able to like actually do chores when it's a good time to do them, and not like try to do them at like midnight because I worked all day. But yes, to combat the annoyance of human responsibilities, we will listen to someone laughing. There we go. Thank you so much again to Evil Inkpin for redeeming that. Yeah. I should be able to stay a little while. Let me see. There may be... Okay. The truly evil laugh. Yeah, sometimes his laughs are like, what on earth is wrong with you? He's crazy. Alright. So, we're just doing some formatting and the curtain. If you guys are working on stuff, feel free to let us know. Why did I press the wrong thing? Okay. Another thing is, as a human, we need to go to sleep, which is annoying because sometimes I'm like trying to stay up because I can't go to sleep because I have to do something, and then I wake up and I say, oh man, I fell asleep. Yay, Afro Thunder says new page for website. Nice. Feel free to put the website in the chat so we can visit. If any of you guys have links, feel free to put them in the chat. I right now told Handsome co-host to relax a little bit. You guys can post links, it's okay, just please don't abuse it. Iron Meaty. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Iron, I'll just call you Iron for now, says, hello. Hello, Iron. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Welcome to the stream. And I appreciate you chatting. We're just hanging out, talking about our projects, talking about how time is going too fast and how the month is almost over and the year is almost over, basically. But, what does it say? It's a work in progress, lol, but I still have my actual site. Cool. Yes. You said Mary on a cross? I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking to me? Iron says, I still don't know how I got myself busy in the hand of writing a novel. Oh, it's okay. Yes, sometimes you don't feel like, oh, this song is called Mary on a Cross? I did not know that. Let me see what it's called on this side. It's called It's Complicated. This is a weird, just like a free stock that came with my Movie Maker software, basically. But I'm sure that that's either similar to or inspired by the song that you're talking about. So I will have to look it up. Yeah, if you guys are just now joining, thanks so much for joining. We are just hanging out. We are chilling. We are sprinting a little bit. Well, we actually have not sprinted at all. We're mainly just talking, but we are typing a little bit, getting words in. If you're from GOT, Game of Tomes, you can record your words here as well, or you can just let us know how you're doing. If you're participating in Adventure April or Camp NaNoWriMo or whatever, or if you're not, it's okay. As long as you're writing, let us know, and if you're not writing, let us know what else you're doing. You realize your novel will be like military base action. Okay, it looks like you're a little bit frustrated about it, but you're probably very excited also. So, yeah, so you probably just came up with an idea and thought, maybe I should turn this into a novel? And then you were like, wait, how did I get into this? Oh no, novel. But it's okay. My advice would be, even if you feel like you have to finish the novel and you don't want to, don't think that you have to finish the novel to get stories out, because there's such thing as short stories. And one of the things I do a lot of this. I publish short stories a lot, and I post them like in blogs, on sites, and I share them because I like really know that I don't have enough time and probably enough energy to actually write everything that I think about into a novel. But I am working on some things, but other ones I'm just doing short stories for now. But Iron says, it seems that watching all the documentaries on history were finally worth it. Well, that's good. It's always great to do research. Research is awesome. And you can get teleported down several rabbit holes. Research rabbit holes, but it's okay. The research is nice, and you have like a head full of new trivia, and it can come in handy in your writing too, so that's awesome. And a military-based action sounds very interesting. So what kind of progress have you made on it yet? Ah, your story is like... It will go from the time period of medieval to the distant future. Whoa! So your story spans over generations, it sounds. Which is very interesting too. Is it like time travel, or is it just like we're following the ancestor of a person all the way down to the person? Oh, it is a time travel? Okay, cool. There are some rumors of time machines in my work as well. Oh, it's following the ancestor. That's what you were saying, yes. Okay. Yep, makes sense. So that's interesting. So you probably want to like start with the great 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 ancestor of whoever it is, and follow their adventures and follow their adventures until they get all the way to, and they begot them and they begot them, and now we're in the future, and this tech empire, I guess, has risen, and the leader of it is the descendant of the ancient people that we follow from the beginning. So that's very interesting. Yeah, and that does sound like a lot of work, and it does sound like it's going to be a lengthy novel, unless you do take some liberties of like skipping through some things. If you do everything play by play, it's going to be a very lengthy, epic novel. Shifting perspective, which means there's no true main character. Yeah, that's what I was figuring, because if you're following through time like that, it's hard to have a main character unless it's a time travel, like I said. Because your character that you're following is probably either going to, you know, get lost, get old, and stop doing the action. It's going to transfer to their younger not predecessor, but a descendant. They might, the main character that we're following might perish, and then we'll have to continue on and find the story through the next person. So yep, that makes a lot of sense, and that's a lot of work doing that kind of novel. Now personally, I do have some projects like that where I know all about the ancestors of people and stuff, but I have never written a novel following the ancestors and coming to the present. No, I have never done that. So much success with that. Hopefully it's a good process for you. Because like a lot of times I know a lot about my characters, a lot more about my characters than I'm able to tell people, and I just show them short stories, I show them snippets, you know, that's it. And if people ask me about it, I can tell them on and on and on, but I'm not writing all that into a novel because I don't have the time. So, yeah, much success to you with that novel. It sounds like it's going to be very epic and lengthy and intriguing. Yeah, so if you have any links to share, feel free to drop them in the chat. Anybody in the chat, feel free to drop links to your websites or to like your social medias or whatever, where we can follow you and catch up on these when you get done with the books and publish them and stuff like that. If not, no worries. Just make sure you just follow my channel or something, and then you can, you know, chat in the chat and update us and let us know that the book is done. If and when it finally gets done. But I do know you're doing a lot of work. How far along are you in the process? Have you started this for like your Camp NaNoWriMo goal, or is this just new? You started this yesterday, or what? How is it? Any progress is good progress, so that's okay. If you don't have a lot of words yet, it's fine. Having the premise like this and having like even the brief notion of it is good, that you already know what kind of work it's going to be. Yep, you started 2 days ago? Alright. So it's a very fresh and new project. You cannot expect to get done with this in time for May. That's okay. There's no rush. Sometimes if you're starting a new project like that, especially like if you're really like new to writing and stuff like that, you should not worry about like trying to rush and hit a deadline. NaNoWriMo works for some people when they try to get 50,000 words in 1 month, and some people get discouraged instead and they just don't do it and they stop writing. So don't do that. Yeah, it's totally fine if you don't have a deadline to hit or something. You just need to write the story. Iron says, I actually like writing it legitimately, but the idea and vision of the story is like a year old. Yeah. So you probably had this idea for a long time, but you didn't start writing it until now. I think that's what you're trying to say. So yeah, that happens with me a lot as well. Like, I have several stories. And some of them I'm like, I don't even know if these will ever get to the public because I don't know. But I have them. Iron says, it's just that I don't know how to start since it's English is not even my first language. Oh, wow. Well, that's good. That's good, though, that you know a little bit of English. That's good. But guess what? You want to write it in English or you want to write it in your native language? Because, you know, you can write it in your native language and then you can get it translated also. So don't use English, don't think that you have to write in English. You've become quite fond of speaking English. Great, that's good too. But I'm just saying, like, if you start writing and you figure out, like, writing it in English is hindering you, don't think that you can't write it in your native language. You sure can. And they have translators and stuff so that you can actually get it translated to English as well so other people can read it. But if you want to write it in English, that's cool too. You're very amazing and talented. When I meet bilingual people, that's just like amazing. Like, I know some minimal words in certain languages, and I would love to just be a person who's able to speak all the languages. Realistically speaking, how little time I have on my hands, it just doesn't work out. It's a bit challenging to learn new languages, but like I said, you know another language, so that's already cool. Congratulations on the project and much success. You do know some Arabic words, but that thing only oh wow. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, different languages. Sometimes people know some fluently and they really stick with them, and then some of the languages they're like, you know what, I know a little bit and it just doesn't work. But it's okay. Either way, awesome. It's good to know languages, and if you don't know the languages, it's okay too. But yeah, much success with that book. Sounds very interesting. And since you're just starting out, you're at an early stage, so you can really figure out your writing style and like figure out what you really want to do. Oh, you found it funny when you were making and writing the solar system for the story. Oh wow, so you're making a solar system for it? That's good too. So you have like different science and stuff like that. You reversed the names of the planet and it sounded very mystical. Yes, reversing names is cool too. Yes, I know that somebody that I know does a lot of reversing names for their stuff, and it does sound really cool. Mercury backwards is Rukrim. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes, that looks really mystical, and then you just really don't know that it says Mercury. So interesting, and that's cool. Sudian is here. Hello. Just here to lurk and support your stream. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for lurking. And feel free to let us know what project you're working on if you're working on something, but if not, it's okay. We appreciate you lurking in the stream. You have a blessed one, and thank you so much for joining us. By the way, Evil Ink Pen has redeemed 2 more Make Someone Laugh. So we're gonna get him to laugh again. Alright. And Iron says, I want to make a 3-star solar system. Found a very fun way. Nice. It's cool to make like scientific rules in your world. Alright. That was 2 laughs from someone. If you guys heard that, great. Iron says, which that some of the planets have changing orbit for different stars. Nice. So it sounds like you're saying, like, instead in our solar system, all of the planets go around the sun. But in your solar system, there's 3 suns, and then some of the planets go around this one, some of the planets go around this one, and some of the planets go around this one? Or, like, is it that the planets weave through the 3 stars and come back and weave through, or do they switch around where they go? It sounds fun already. Trying to figure out how the gravity works? Yeah. Okay, cool. How? Oh, pause, there's an ad! Okay. I need to make a thing where it says let us know when you're back. Alright. I have so many typos. I don't know why I typed like that. I didn't spell it right. Stronger than our sun, at least. I will change it in the future if I need to. Excuse me, sorry. I'm quite sleepy now. But I cannot go to sleep yet. I need to do stuff. Oh yes. Eveling Pin says they're back now. Iron says I love this music. Yes, I do too. What types of subs are they? What do you mean? Suns? Probably. Yes. YS Book says it's almost 9 p.m. Catch you next stream. Alright, have a blessed one. Have a blessed evening, YS Books. Thanks so much for sharing and stuff like that. I will try to check out the second chapter when I can. And yes, it is almost 9 o'clock for me as well. And I'm like, I need to go do stuff. And I also need to get some sleep, even though I try to stay up and do stuff. Yes. It's just have that chill and chaotic-like energy somehow. Chill, chaotic energy for the sun? Yeah, so... Oh, are you saying the music is chill, chaotic energy? Yes, I believe that you mean that the music is. It is. This song really sounds so chill, but yet it still sounds like whimsical and fun, like... I understand totally what you're saying. Oh, Afro X Thunder is leaving. Have a blessed one. Thank you so much, Afro. You said afternoon. I know where you are then. You're probably in... You're 3 hours probably behind us. But you have a blessed afternoon, Afro. I appreciate you stopping by. Even though it's not afternoon for me. Swallowtail Trinket says, what if submarines dive into the suns? Oh no. That would be Sunmarine, haha. The metal will be atomized, yes. That sounds horrible, horrific. Submarine going into the sun, unless the submarine is somehow very heat retardant and able to withstand the sun's harsh rays. I don't think it's going to end very well for them. Yes, the radiation is low. Very deadly. All right. It would require shields. Swallowtail Trinket says, not if they're made of magical sci-fi metal. Yeah. Magical sci-fi metal. Automatic. Yeah. In books, we can do whatever we want. In fiction, we can make submarines swim into the sun if we want to. Submarine is top tier fun. Yes, it is. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a new idea. Weird idea, but it's funny. Like, if you dive into the sun and swim through the sun in a submarine, it's really gonna be like, what are you gonna find in there? Something to think about. Alright, so I think that I'm probably going to have to go ahead and end the stream. But I do thank you guys for joining me so much. I appreciate all of you guys for joining, and it was nice having this conversation too. It's very fun. Eveling Pin says, I have zombie goblins and trolls, witches. What am I talking about? Yeah, exactly. People who are saying, yeah, how can a submarine go into the sun, but then they have other mystical, magical, mythical things? That's funny too. Sometimes I think that too, but it's like, wait, if the universe can have this, then why can't it have submarines that fly into the sun? Alright, Evil Inkman has redeemed another Make Someone Laugh. Okay. And Swallowtail Trinket says, have a good sleeps. Alright, thank you. I don't know if I'm going to sleep just yet, or at least not intending to go to sleep just yet, because I do have to do some stuff, but thank you. I appreciate the wishes for good sleeps. You have a blessed night as well, or a happy time zone wherever you are. I don't know where you are, but happy time zone to you. Iron says, made a submarine. A submarine doesn't sound far-fetched, especially in Star Wars. Yeah, or Warhammer 40k. Yeah. So, here's someone laughing. Okay. There we go. So, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I'm gonna see who's streaming so we can, yes, the laugh is quite contagious. It is. And thanks again to the awesome John McNally for, voicing someone. That was a great job. Who are we going to raid? Asks Evil Inkpen.
Obligatory associate.
Ah, thank you so much for following, Iron. I appreciate it. Yes, so the person saying obligatory associate is also someone. I appreciate all the follows. We could probably raid Tiberian. Tiberian's on stream right now. He plays chess. Or do you guys want to raid like Game of Tomes? They're doing more writing. What do you guys want to do? Feel free to suggest something. If not, I will probably raid Tiberian. Alright, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm probably going to have a new stream setup soon. I don't even know how to pronounce that! Who is that? I'm gonna have to copy and paste that. And what are they playing? What are they doing on stream? I don't really even see anybody with that name. Oh, okay. There's an underscore there? Okay. I still don't see anybody with that name either. I don't see anybody with that name. I'm sorry. I'll try this. there a rider? Okay. Alright, I guess we could raid them, and, yeah. Are they a family-friendly stream? I try to raid family-friendly streams. You don't know? Do you know? Have you followed them or anything yet, or no? You have followed them? Okay. So you are familiar with them, though. But you just don't know if they are family-friendly. That's okay. I guess we can just go ahead and raid them. But just know I haven't raided this person before, so we'll see. But thank you guys so much, everybody who has joined me on the stream. God bless, much success, happy time zone to you guys. I know that April's almost over, Adventure April's almost over, Camp is almost over, but it's okay. Whatever you were able to do this month, I'm very proud of you, and I love you guys so much. And do know that you have to take care of yourselves, and don't worry about too much. If you feel like you should have done more things, you know, in the month, and you feel like you're behind, it's okay. I feel a little behind too, but it's okay. We are good. Just take a deep breath. Think about the good things you did. Exhale and smile. And do know that I love you. God loves you too. And you guys have a blessed and happy time zone. We're going to go ahead and raid this person. I think Sylphie. I don't know how to pronounce their name. But if you want to stick around for the raid, feel free to do that. If not, no worries. But we are going to raid them now. So you guys have a blessed and happy time zone. And we're going to chill out, and we're going to go to the end card, but we are going to raid. Alright, so you guys have a blessed one. Bye, and thanks so much.